Alright YouTube, what is going on? It is ConflctNerd Callum here today, bringing you another episode of my Cities XXL series, Berika. Today, what we're going to go ahead and start off by doing is dealing with a bit of a population crisis. As you can see, we're at 8% available jobs, which is very surprising because it is usually the other way around. What I'm going to go ahead and do here is build our first ever medium density zone. So as you can see, these buildings will not be houses at all, these will be more flats. Now this is unskilled housing, so it's not going to look pretty. As you can tell by this building here, it looks pretty awful. And it's the same next door as well. I wouldn't mind like a whole block of these, to be honest. This could be a mod that I installed actually. I don't know if it is though, I think it could be default. I installed tenements, which if you don't know what they are, they're like Scottish. It's where I live in one of them. It's like old style Scottish flats. They're really cramped, but that's not it. You might see it later on. I don't know why I'm really talking about that, but some interesting buildings coming along, but eventually this whole area will be high rise just because this will be the dense part. As you can see, we're getting a variety of different buildings here, but hopefully that's going to go ahead and solve that available jobs issue. Now as that goes on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave here and I'm going to jump over to where we started the city with this road here. Now I can imagine this junction is pretty busy because it's just traffic coming off this road here and turning towards our city. However, it really doesn't look that way. But what we're going to do is we're going to build along this road because we're going to go ahead and start off some oil fields because we need to pay back this loan which we took out last episode. So we very quickly jump in here and check out our oil map. As we can see, we have 3 oil fields, though I'd really classify it as 2. We've got this one up in the mountains over here which we are going to go ahead and extract from. I think we'll leave this, or maybe we should start with a small one. Yeah, I'm going to start with the small one actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and build a small road coming off the main roads here. It's not going to be a large one. What I'm going to do, I think I'll just actually select just the classic roads. Again, it always has junctions in the highways though, which is really annoying. I'm going to go ahead and make it a bendy road, just because bendy roads are much more fun. What we'll do is we'll have this loop round. I kind of want to have it look realistic, but in this game, roads and hills, again, they're not the best. As you can see, I don't know how realistic that looks actually. It looks kind of realistic. If we go ahead very quickly and just pop back out here and turn on our resources map. Oil, it's on this whole plateau here. This is basically a whole plateau. I like in this game how they've the skybox, which as you can see, it's like the images of sky. Going out to that, basically they've put water, which works really well. Until you see this here. It doesn't look very well on an edge like that. It looks very nice looking out that way where it's just islands, but not up against like this hill here. It looks a bit silly. So also with the frame rate drop, I have worked out what it is. It is the game. And there's not really much way of solving it, unfortunately. It's only really when I'm in that camera and I'm going like this, which is a cinematic camera actually, which is kind of annoying, but oh well. So we're going to go ahead and continue to build this road here. I might actually go ahead and straighten it up now. I think I probably can only get 2 oil fields in here, which is really frustrating. And the way oil fields work in this game, it takes up a select area, which I'll show you in a second. So if we go into utilities, fuel field, then you'll see what I mean here in a second. That might take up the whole thing, so it doesn't quite, but as you can see, it takes up a radius there. So this is going to be a very small one here. That's too small. I need to have 4 of these wee things in here. Why is it trying to build a dirt road on top of that there? That's just a bit stupid. Come on, game. Right, let's try that again. Let's build that to there, that to there. I just want to build that into there. There we go. So that's a bit weird how it's got part of it over the road here, but as you can see, we've got 4, I'm not really at all sure what you call it, these, that's what extracts oil out of the ground. I don't know what it's called, and then you've also got a building to go with it as well. which looks like a petrol station, which is a bit silly. But this will start providing us with fuel. It's cost us quite a bit of money. We're making about 13,000 there. We are now down to, looks like, 4,000, so we are losing quite a lot. If we jump into our expenses here, as you can see, utilities is costing us 10,000, which is a lot of money. However, on the return of that though, we should make more than 10,000. So we've got 3 fuel tokens off the start there, which is good to see. Now if I go ahead and recheck this, it's up to 16,000, so that's making us in turn 12,000, and it's costing us 10,000, and it's only going to go up as we start to build more and more buildings in this game, because when we get to a certain population, which I can't remember what that population is, I've got a feeling it is 50,000. If you, or no, it's maybe not, it's maybe much higher unfortunately. If we look at offices here, then locked buildings, which I can't remember what you have to do for them, you get these special offices which increase fuel productivity by like 40% or something. You get them and they really help you out and make that money. As we can see, there is a private bus. I've not got public transport in this game yet, but there's a bus coming up here, which is quite nice. We've got a few vehicles. Can't imagine this gets used too much. The employment is unskilled and skilled workers, which I think we have. You know, I think I need to build a bit more housing, so we'll go ahead and do that. But that is the first oil field built, and it's got 2 smaller fuel fields in with it, which is pretty cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build up a wee bit further, and then I'm going to jump over the other side of the road. Again, just because I want a sort of green belt area. I don't really want to have, you know, them touching, just because you wouldn't have offices again, ideally and practically beside housing. I realise that a lot of cities these days aren't really built like that, but I want to kind of have mine, you know, the way I dream it. So what I'm going to do is just build a mixture of unskilled and skilled housing for now. So if we go ahead and put that there, why does this game do this? That is really, really annoying. It's not filled out part of this here for some reason. I really don't know why it does that. Again, it's a game mechanic which should be there but isn't here. I can simply go ahead and do that myself, but I shouldn't have to do that myself, if you know what I mean. So hopefully that'll help out. I always want unemployment to be at maybe 1 or 2%. I want to be at a really low percent. I don't really want to have any jobs available, just because it means that my city, I'm paying out for these buildings when they don't have enough people working in them, and they could be making more money if they have more jobs available. So I am now making a decent amount of money. I want to continue to raise the bar here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to build this expressway. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, how much is it going to cost me to build right round up to here? A lot of money, but I think it's worth it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build the highway, for example, along here. I'm going to keep it close to the coast, actually. So if we do like that there, like that there, we'll eventually build a few villages along here. Just keep this going right up to the top of the map. And then we just want you to curl out like so. So that is cost not as much as I thought, actually, probably only about 50,000. So that is a long highway, and then I'm going to have another highway come in from over here as well to join up and intersect. Which, if we build that to about there, and then we build that to about there, I think. So that's us used pretty much. We could have another intercity connection there, where the purple bits are, basically. I don't think I'll have another one here. I might have another one along this area here, though, at some point. Again, it just looks silly having an intercity connection like that. But, oh, Interstate 95 actually, that's the main highway between Maine and Florida, if I can believe correctly. I was in the east coast of America throughout the summer, so I was on that road quite a lot. I'm pretty sure that is right. Anyway, moving on, we're talking about random shite now. We're going to continue building some more oil fields. Unfortunately, we finally have refineries unlocked actually. These help out with the extraction of fuel and the percentage of fuel that you sell as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build roads off of this main highway here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you there, build, and then I'm going to have you come off here. So if we jump back into our utilities, our fuel, I'm going to try and make these look natural, but it's kind of difficult at times. So we build you there, and build you there. There we go. So that's that one built. I think I can maybe get 2 in this small corner here. I'm not really at all sure though. If we build one up here, I could possibly get the smallest of smallest over here. No, I think we can do it. Yep, we can do it. It's not going to be the most profitable oil field, but it is an extra oil field, which is what we want. We want to get as much oil as we can possibly, and go ahead and delete this extra road here. So now that's deleted, that's just got probably some more tokens to spend, hopefully anyway. We are now making a loss of money, but we have some extra tokens to go ahead and sell from minus 3,000 to positive 8,000. But the oil isn't really breaking us even, it's probably quite equal right now. Actually, I'm going to jump into Omnicorp and take a look. Or not Omnicorp, sorry, my expenses. So fuel is costing us 25,000, and right now we are going ahead and making a profit of 60,000, and expenses, you know, utilities is costing us 25,000, and import cash tokens is costing us 36,000. Of course we are paying a lot more now because we've got these 2 large expressways. These cost quite a bit of money each to go ahead and fund. Unfortunately, that's just the way roads work. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and build some more oil fields very quickly. So I'm just going to have a road coming pretty much straight down here. And then you can come along here. And we're going to see how many oil fields we can get in. I realise this isn't the most prettiest thing, but oil fields really aren't pretty. I don't know if you have seen them before. They're not exactly elegant things, so hopefully you can take up most of that area there. Yep, well done. We'll build another one off here. Like so. Go ahead and build that up like that. Let's have a nice thin one, like so. And then we have another small one just as you come in here. That's way too small. If we go ahead and build that up to there, then I believe that's the smallest one I think we've built so far. Then we've got some more space up here. Ideally, I'm just going to go ahead and build them all right now, just so we can start gaining as much money as possible from the start. This road though, I'm going to make a bendy road, just because I don't really like straight roads in this game, to be honest. So we go ahead and do that there. If we try follow the land actually. So if we go along here, then along here. I do not want to connect that up, please do not. No, I don't, no. There's got to be a button or something. Right, okay, we're going to build to here for now, just because the game's been really weird and wants me to connect to the outside world, which I don't want to. But I guess we're gonna. So there we go, that'll do for now. I guess that's just a pointless road. I might just delete that in a second, actually. But have that go up to there. And then I might just have it come down, actually, and re-meet up with the expressway. However, the expressway is quite a bit away, so we will leave it for now. But I'm going to jump back into utilities. Go ahead, and as you can see, this is what I was talking about, the Institute of big words. I can't really pronounce that. It basically just gives you 40% fuel production extra, which is really what we want, because of course that'll give us more tokens, which in turn means more dollar bills, which is what we want. So I'm going to go ahead, I should be able to get a good another 5 oil fields in here at least, if not more. Which will really give us a lot of tokens to play with, which I am looking forward to. So, one mode in there. Yeah, if we place this pretty central, it should cover the whole area. Like so. So there we go. So that's us extracting all the oil from the map. As you can see, it really doesn't look pretty from up above. And close up, it doesn't look that pretty either. The individual oil fields look not too bad, but it just looks a bit bare and a bit silly. But it is what it is. As I said, oil fields aren't that nice looking. As you can see right now, we're making a loss of 23,000, which is a lot. But the amount of tokens, we surprisingly don't have that many tokens actually, which is kind of worrying. But we're up to 3,000. Over time we'll get more tokens just as the oil fields develop, and that's really annoying. You need to wait to 50,000 people until you get a refinery, which will really help out. So we're fluctuating in and out of the profit zone, but as you can see now we're getting some more tokens. This is where the real profit should come from, and as you can see we're up to 16,000. I was hoping for it to be a lot more, and I am hoping for some more tokens to come along. Doesn't seem to be that way yet, but as you can see we're on -3 waste. We're buying waste tokens, so we need to go ahead and deal with that issue next. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep all my waste stuff probably down here near my utility center. Waste works a bit weird in this game. It's similar to, I guess you could say, the oil fields, zona area. So this is our junkyard, our dump, our, I don't know what other words there are for it, but you have a junkyard and you have a dump. They are pretty much the same thing. I don't think there's really any difference. They just look graphically different. So I've gone ahead and built this here. Hopefully this will now help out with our issue to do with waste. However, it doesn't look like we're getting any workers out here, which is a problem, and that's maybe why the oil fields aren't doing as well as I hoped they would. So what I am going to do is go ahead and build some more housing. So we'll jump into here, skilled workers. We'll go ahead and build another extremely large block, like so, and then we'll build one final block of unskilled housing down here, like so, and then we're just going to stop because I don't want them to touching. So if we go ahead and delete that there, then there we go. That's pretty much this housing area done. I need to go ahead and patch up this road, and we're going to do one or two things to make this area look a wee bit nicer, just because it looks a wee bit rough and tough right now. I could do with making it better, adding in a wee bit of scenery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first of all add in a pathway which goes from there to there, just so people can commute if they want to. Right now I don't really have many people on the paths around here. If we go along here we might see, yeah, you see some people walking. Not many though, but hopefully, I don't really think people would want to walk to work, but if they maybe work in that building here and then live here, then you know, you might as well. There is a few complaints, and in general the satisfaction isn't as high as it was for unskilled workers and skilled workers. It just seems to be job problems though, which the unemployment's now at a high. But we have plenty of jobs going in the world right now. Hopefully we have more tokens because we're really hardly scraping positive. Yeah, we do. We have a lot more tokens to go ahead and trade with, which is good. And we're up to 34,000. That's what I'm more like to see. And over time we should get even more as well, which is exciting. So the dump is up and running, or the junkyard, whatever you want to call it. It's serving its purpose. I need to check the waste tokens. So it's not really solved that problem actually, unfortunately. I don't know why. So I'm going to have to go ahead and buy off Omnicorp. How much is that going to cost me? Not too much, I don't think actually, but we've just reached a new milestone of 10,000 people as well, which is good. From that I've unlocked medium heavy industry, a new density, and I've also unlocked a police service, which is nice to see. I think it's about time we get a police station in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and build that up by the elementary school. So we jump in here to city services, which is this one here. We're just going to build a basic sheriff's office. That's all we can build right now. And let's have a look at it. The sheriff's office doesn't look too bad actually. It's not a bad building. I suppose that garage at the side isn't exactly the best. But as you can see, the police cars are kind of well detailed. There's police vans. There's an SUV there, which is pretty cool. If we zoom out, it's covering the whole map actually, which is odd. All the roads are green, so it's covering everywhere, which is good. That tiny wee sheriff's office is covering the whole map. Can't really complain about that though. However, it's having a problem hiring skilled workers, but it has now. So yeah, population wise we're good. Overall the satisfaction of the people It's not exactly amazing, but that's kind of understandable, to be honest. 76, 75, we've not got a lot of leisure activities in here. I believe we might have unlocked some new ones though. So if we very quickly just jump into, it is in commerce, leisure. We've unlocked the United Centre, which is a very good thing, and as you can see it would really boost the leisure. However, it costs 180,000. So I think we'll leave that for now. I'm going to turn, for some reason mods still aren't on. I need to go ahead and, stadiums are the best thing to have. That is one of the best mods in the game. It just improves everyone's happiness so much. And I think it'll be really good to have in my city. And also having stadiums, it makes your city look more realistic, I think, as well. So just as this episode ends, what I'm going to do is add in some more decoration into these zones here. As I said, I was going to add in a lot more paths, which I'm going to do now, and this just allows me to go ahead and do some zoning. So what I'm going to do is have a path just come out here, just come along this coastline pretty much. If we very quickly rotate this, zoom back in, this will allow me to put a nice forest. So we go ahead and add that to there. Then I should be able to go ahead and add a forest in this area. Decoration forest. Yep, we can. So there we go. It's quite a dense forest actually, but I think it's nice to have that green zone as I said. I think it'd look better if it was all the same. So we throw this out here. And then we go ahead and jump in. So I'm wanting obviously high density, because I'm guessing that's what that was. And there we go. So if we look at this path now, we can zoom right in. There we go. And there's someone using it as well actually. There's a kid using it. My keys are way too sensitive right now, but there's a kid using it. He seems to be strolling along quite nicely. But that's starting to look a lot more realistic and like a city now, which is really what I want to see. Anyway, with that done, I'm going to wrap this episode up here. We've made a lot of progress in this episode. Managed to get to 10,000 people, managed to get Oilfields started, managed to start making a lot more money. We should get close soon to paying back this loan. We have to deal with the waste issue properly in the next episode, I would say. But overall, unemployment rates aren't too bad. If we finally just go ahead and check out the expenses, I want to just double check the loan repayment. So we're still paying that loan back. If I jump down into loans, I've paid back, okay, so I've paid back quite a lot of it actually. I've only got 130,000 to pay back. That'll only probably take about an episode to pay back, and then we'll gain an extra 10,000 per month as well, which will be good. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this episode of City I nearly said Skylines there. That is coming one day, don't worry. Thanks for watching this episode of Cities XXL. My name is ConflctNerd Callum, and I'm out.